Hey everyone, welcome back to Podcast for Your Life, the podcast where we share thoughts from our life for yours. And today we are going to be talking about eggs.
Finally, we're talking about eggs.
Huevos rancheros.
It's the... Wait, that wouldn't...
Yeah, I just like saying that.
Okay.
It rhymes.
That should be your, like, an alternate ego for you. Like, if you ever are in a Spanish-speaking country, that would be your name.
Oh, that's a good idea. Cool.
Yeah. Finally, we're doing the egg episode.
Finally.
It has been on our list for a long time.
Yeah, it really has.
And we kept not doing it. And then someone actually requested us to do it without knowing that we had been considering it. One of our listeners, Sierra, in Texas, almost everybody who listens to our podcast is in Texas, but she suggested us do eggs. And so I couldn't agree more.
Why is that, Jam?
Eggs are very interesting, but to many people boring, or they are so used to them they don't think about how strange
It's true.
eggs are. Eggs are strange.
They're strange.
Do you want me to start with that?
Yeah, let's talk about first what are eggs.
Okay, we just say eggs, but we mostly mean eggs from a chicken.
Yeah.
That's kind of our go-to egg these days in the 2000s. That's kind of what we go for.
We haven't discovered other eggs besides, ducks or quails.
Yeah, there's definitely those. I mean, I think I had a burger once that had a quail egg on it, but nonetheless, chicken eggs are what we go for. Eggs are strange. In general, it's crazy that there's this form of life that is not yet actually living, you could say, on its own, and that it is not actually living, you could say, and yet is a good source of food. Mm-hmm. The fact that we've figured out how to use it. And many people make this joke, but it is strange, like, whoever was the first person to think of, eating eggs, like, what a risk that was. I'm sure it was like maybe on a dare or something. But, they're crazy. And then there's the parts of the eggs, which we are all familiar with and we don't think much about, but like the yolk and the egg white. But they're not just a food. So this is not just an approach to talking about eggs as a food, but we're going to talk about eggs in general. So think, like, open up that, mind of yours.
So we're talking about, like, people eggs, too?
No, let's not go there.
Okay.
I just mean, like, the fact that they're...
This is an interesting direction.
Yeah, and those are, I guess you could say, a little different, because we are mammals, so...
I think chicken eggs are bigger than human eggs. Like, because when a chicken pops out an egg, it is, a specific size. It's usually not smaller or bigger, obviously depending on, like, the chicken. But human eggs are, like, tiny, like, incredibly tiny.
Well, yeah.
Isn't that interesting? It's like, we turn out to be bigger creatures, but chickens have bigger eggs.
Yeah, well, the whole system's different, too, because they are they're birds, and we are mammals. Like, it's a different... because they're not mammals, right?
No, they'd be mammals.
They're mammals. Yeah, they're mammals, I'm sorry. But they... What's that breakdown? Because that's why the platypus is so strange.
Because they lay eggs?
No, they're not mammals.
They're not mammals?
There's something else. Yeah, they're not mammals. There's something else. And that's why the platypus is weird, because...
Mammals have 4 legs, right?
Well, and we have fur instead of, like, feathers or any other kind of, like, scales or something.
This is biology.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Let's not go into that.
It's been too long. We're both marketing people, so...
Yeah. So eggs are very interesting.
Yes.
What do you think?
I think that eggs are also interesting, and I'm one of those people who doesn't think about them outside of eating that much, so cheers.
I have long had a love and hate relationship with eggs. I like to talk about them. They're great to bring into conversation, using as part of a joke or something. However, I only like to eat eggs, chicken eggs to be specific, in certain situations. Like, I don't just love them. In fact, sometimes I'm just really not appetized by the idea of it being like an egg. I have to try really hard not to think about it being like it's untapped, like, chicken potential.
Yeah, I generally don't think about that part. Obviously, I know that they're, like, from chickens, but I usually don't even think of, like, I don't really connect the dots. I don't know. It's like... I feel like the people who are, like, vegans and vegetarians have made that connection, and they can't disconnect the, like, disgust of I'm eating, what could have been an animal from actually enjoying the animal and stuff. I've had that experience with eggs where, like, I have never really felt like I'm eating what could have been a baby chick, you know? But eggs are definitely interesting. Like, I did not really like them growing up. I didn't really like the flavor. and I just thought they were kind of odd. Even today, I'm still like, I'm used to the flavor, and I do enjoy it to some extent, but an egg by itself, I'm still just not like a huge fan of the flavor. But I think my palate changed in the past like 3 or 4 years, and I started really enjoying over easy. So the with a runny yolk, that's like my go-to arrangement.
And it's crazy too because it's so commonplace, and I'm not from the perspective of like, oh, this is a living thing, we shouldn't eat it. I think what it is for me is it's basically like you crack it open and it's like a gooey, like cellular thing, and it's just kind of like, and we've started cooking it, and it just turns white, and then it's rubbery and kind of like, also still kind of gooey.
It totally changes.
Yeah, and so for me, if I can get past that, or if I have eggs like in, like say like a breakfast burrito or something, it's a different deal. But sometimes I just get stuck on the eggs are kind of gross.
Do you? How interesting. That I don't know. Like, for me, it would be more about flavor. I think with food in general, like, it's going to be mostly about flavor rather than, like, consistency or whatever. So if the flavor greatness outweighs the weirdness of the food, I usually will imbibe. But sometimes that's not the case, like with bugs.
Yeah.
But right. Again, I haven't really had many bugs. So.
Yeah. At least not on purpose anyway, right?
Yeah, definitely. Got a few that flew into my mouth.
The one factor that should be part of the discussion of eggs is just the humor of the word itself. Egg. It's got 2 G's. It's just
it's very funny.
Ridiculous.
It's hilarious. It's like a punchline to a joke.
It is. And so
eggs has 2 G's.
And I had a friend in high school who we're still friends, but he's a comedian, and he went through a phase where he liked to talk about eggs a lot, almost sort of in a character kind of way. And he would text and like say out loud and stuff. He would say, "I'm sorry." He would say, "I'm a egg." And
okay.
He would say a instead of an, and it was just a very dumb, so he'd sometimes say that like you didn't know what was going on, or he would like, you look to him for some sort of explanation, he'd just be like, with a blank face, he'd be like, "I'm a egg." And it was...
So why is that funny?
It is funny, but
why? I'm trying to figure out why.
After I had moved to Denton and was going to school, at one point for his birthday, I got him a shirt. Have you ever seen those Dr. Pepper shirts that say like, "I'm a pepper"?
Yes.
Yeah, so I got
there was
him,
a whole campaign.
Yeah, I got him one. I made one just like it, using Cooper Black and everything else font-wise, but it just says, "I'm a egg," in big red letters. So if you really didn't read it, it would look like I'm a pepper shirt.
Right, yeah.
But and then that was kind of the final. That was that sort of the rightful conclusion to the whole egg phase.
Yeah, I still don't get why that's funny.
But it is funny, right?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know. I'm not laughing, so I don't really know why I'm a egg is like specifically. Anyway. Maybe we'll have to have him come and join our show sometime, and he can explain the humor, because comedians enjoy explaining their jokes, right?
Right.
Everybody.
It's been so long though. He might think it's not funny anymore. I still think it's funny.
Yeah, we'll see. So, what else about eggs? Like, what else is like interesting? Have you tried other eggs?
I've had quail
besides chicken eggs
and chicken, and that's probably it.
Caviar? Have you had caviar?
No.
Do you think it's fish eggs, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I've had caviar once. I don't really remember it.
Caviar Bardem.
It sounds like a pun. So what else do you want to talk about?
There's this thing, and this is nuts, okay? This is going to blow your mind. Maybe you already saw this, but if not, this is going to blow your mind. There's these students who figured out a way to hatch an egg without the shell completely. They make this sort of kind of shape out of cellophane, because it's like a food and, like, I guess cellularly it's safe for this kind of thing. They make a sort of concave shape on top of like a cup, basically, and you crack the egg into it, but then it still has sort of a shape, and they keep it in an incubator, but you can watch it the entire time, because because it's just like kind of hovering in this
Right.
little cup thing. And they did this and like hatched eggs, like where you can watch every step of it happening, which is a groundbreaking thing.
So it's specifically saying it hatched chicks, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what you're saying.
Yeah.
But they were able to kind of
turn-
like see inside the whole egg in a sense because it was like an open air egg.
They took all the stuff out of the egg and were still able to turn it into a chick.
Wow.
Just by putting it into some cellophane kind of thing.
Yeah.
And you could watch it through the door of this incubator and everything. It is freaky. Then they have like some shots of the chicks running around in the lab after that, and I'm like, these are animals. Like they just kind of
they're real.
They put some weird juice into a little cup in some cellophane, put it in like an incubator, and then it turned into an animal.
Yeah.
That's freaky.
I don't say it's freaky. I think it's really interesting because they're ultimately just using like the natural things of like the dads and the mom stuff, and they're just putting it together in a different environment.
That's a good way to put it.
I think it's really interesting.
Yeah, it is interesting. I don't mean freaky in a bad way. I mean it in like a whoa. I just watched.
Like a whoa.
It's a time lapse sort of deal, and so you're watching an egg, you're watching something that you could eat for breakfast, turn into an animal that's then like running around the lab.
Wow.
Is there anything else about eggs, or have we really covered everything?
I think there's one important egg that we are missing out on, and that is the Cadbury cream egg.
Egg McMahon. Oh, what about that?
The Cadbury cream egg, everybody's favorite Easter egg.
I like Reese's eggs.
Yeah, but the Cadbury is like special. You can only get it around Easter. You can get a Reese's peanut butter cup anytime. Yes, I know that the eggs taste better, but you can get a Reese's any day of the year.
So I guess what's interesting about Easter and eggs is that clearly the disciples had a love for eggs that somehow didn't get written down in the Bible, but did get passed down in terms of tradition.
Yeah, I understand the bunny rabbit, like the Easter rabbit, but I don't really, where did the eggs come from?
You understand the Easter rabbit?
Yeah, I understand that they talk about rabbits, but like I don't know if I get the egg thing. Like, is it because of like there's some sort of like reference to like new life or something?
I've got no idea, but you lost me at the I understand the bunny thing. I don't get that at all, and so
I understand the reasoning for having some animal related to a holiday but rabbits really have nothing to do with it. At least I don't think they do.
Yeah, so that's why I'm saying like I can't even.
Did you do like the painted eggs and stuff growing up?
A couple times, yeah.
We did that. That was like almost every year we would do them, and then we stopped.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had one person who would do like wax. They would do wax on the eggs, and they would do these like really intricate designs, and it was really fascinating. Mm-hmm. It's like a little tombstone for the what could have been a little chicken.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
That was dark.
R.I.P.
R.I. What could have been.
Whatever it is.
Well,
wait, rest in what could have been?
Rest in peace, what could have been.
Oh, right.
I don't know.
Okay, yeah.
Well, speaking of rest in peace, that is all for today. Thank you guys for listening to a really just interesting episode. Kind of like eggs.
Let me be the first to apologize for this episode.
But yeah, that's basically it, guys. So thanks for listening. If you have any thoughts about eggs, send them our way. Or if you have any suggestions in general, send them our way. Thanks again to Sierra for the suggestion. And we will see you guys next time.
Bye, guys.